the issue I have here with the motion brought forward today is that there's group schemes out there, and some of them are very active, some of them are dormant, and the reason they're dormant is they probably have no issues with leaks and stuff like that, and they're just lying and sit there. And some of the people have since when they became maybe a committee set up, where the chairperson, you're the secretary and the treasurer, whatever, and I suppose only for them at the time to get water down maybe a local or a minor road, that's how the water was brought down there. But now some of these people have deceased, and we said there's bills coming to people's names for now the testing of water. Now a lot of the schemes that I know, the scheme don't own the water, they only own the pipe network. So it's Uisce Éireann that actually owns the water that flows through the pipes. And it's kind of very frustrating to see, even my own group scheme at home, we had a big huge investment in that going back about 2.5 years ago. Now there was up in 900, nearly $1 million, about 900,000 spent on that group scheme at the time. Every piece of documentation that Uisce Éireann have requested has gone in over 16 months. They're just sitting there, they won't make a decision. We still have to look after the scheme, keep it going, pay the bills and all that kind of stuff, and it's very frustrating. And someone didn't get bills, we got a bill only recently enough as well for €1,045 for water that was being tested. Now the director said that we pay that and we submit the bill to Clare County Council and they fully refunded. That to me is kind of is basically a load of nonsense, because we don't have €1,045 to pay.
The understanding would be that you'd have to pay the bill and then get refunded.
That's what it seems to be. This seems to be the direction I got from the director. Is that but that's not feasible. That's not. And a lot of these schemes, as I said, a lot of these group water schemes are sitting there. They're fine. Some of them have huge leaks, and then they have an issue in trying to get, if they have a leak in, and we're all here trying to reduce leaks, reduce water being lost into the system. We see going forward that there's a huge planning application going in at the minute to pipe stuff from Loughdorg all the way to Dublin, and that's a €1 billion project. But locally there's water being leaked, and there's issue now then of insurance, or who do you get out to get to fix it? Who's around there to be able to, has the road open nice and space, open the side of the road and fix for a group water scheme? Because at the end of the day, Irish Water are putting the onuses back in the group water scheme, and some of them are not active, are not there anymore. And then if a planning application comes in and you have to get a letter from a group water scheme, and the group water scheme is not, are dormant, and not there, there's no one involved in it anymore, it gets very, very hard. So it's all tied up. But this whole billing really frustrates me, because for the group schemes I'm talking about, they don't own the water. So why are we being paid, or why have we to do this whole process of paying a bill and trying to recoup it back from the Clare County Council afterwards for water that we don't actually own?
There was a point made by Carmen Kirby there, and I think it's a fair one. Is there a bit of responsibility on the side of the schemes as well, if a member or a secretary passes away, to update that so that there's a renewed point of contact?
Yeah, but like a lot of those schemes, you see, they were all done, not in our generation, Sean, in the previous, our fathers and our grandfathers, they were all involved in that time. And I suppose if the scheme became inactive, or the scheme had no problems, the whole thing came dormant and was probably just lying there, you know. And there was no, we said the system was never updated, and then they had to go back and maybe get someone else, get another chairperson and get another secretary, and I think there's a whole liability issue in as well around when water leaks, who's responsible and all that kind of stuff. So, because that was all fine going back 20, 30 years ago, but like nowadays, you just can't go up on the side of a road nowadays. Like 3 or 4 days going over with a shovel and a pick, and could be done 20 odd years ago, and you fix the leak and you keep everything moving, it's fine. But nowadays, that can't be done. They have bulk meters put in, a lot of their own network. Uisce Éireann have their own network, and they have bulk meters put in into, we said, for roads that are tributaries off that main line. There's bulk meters there, which are good. Bulk meters indicate, like when they see the bulk meters are rising, you know you have a leak, you have a problem. But it was good in the past, because I've been involved in a group scheme and a lot around my area. When Clare County Council staff had their own water guys in the ground, and they were working on behalf of Irish Water, they come out, they're obliged to help you fix the leak. They did everything in their power, did everything they could possibly do. But now that, I suppose, that lever of that has been cut and it's gone, and it's now solely Uisce Éireann's issue, and that's very frustrating, and that's going to create a lot of problems going forward.
Did you feel that you were in a better position after the motion was raised, or when the reply was given? Was there any progress made?
Yeah, I just feel like anyone that gets these bills for testing the water, I just say throw them, forget about them, because like, how are we going to, like, at the end of the day, they said they get fully regrouped. So if that is the case, why aren't the bills going straight to Clare County Council the first day? If there's someone out there, and then as the director said, and she was quite right, she said there's a lot of cross testing of these waters. So you have two different groups. Now she said that has been rectified since the Irish Water and the testing crowd in Clare County Council. It's all got to do with EPA. Like, EPA, if this is the requirement of EPA and Irish Water are supplying the water, well then. Now I know there is maybe some of the schemes where they do produce their own water themselves, whatever the case may be, and we have to be cognizant as well that we do need good fresh water that's very drinkable, that's coming to your taps, and you have to make sure that, because if something goes wrong, then there has to be a notice put in place, which is very, very important. I do see that, but sending out bills to test water, where you have a public supply, you have a group water scheme in the middle and a public supply at the end of it, and the group water scheme in the middle of a line is being built. It makes no sense to me, because the water coming in from it is coming from a public supply, and the water going out from it is coming from a public supply. So why are these group waters being built? So I think everything, if they want tested water, the bills should come directly here, and that the Clare County Council bill Uisce Éireann or the EPA, whatever it is, and just start then all these letters coming out to the secretaries of these group water schemes. Very frustrating.